So all around the country, we have a different kind of situation, of course. We have rules about staying at home, shelter in place, and here in Florida, safer at home. They're all different terms for quarantine. And so that brings me to the title of this video, From Halloween to Quarantine. So this particular pumpkin was from Halloween, and I actually gave it to my sister, who put it in her garage in North Florida, and because her garage stays cool, it's still good. So this pumpkin made it from Halloween to quarantine the easy way. These other pumpkins were a little bit more challenged. In this area, I wanted to level the ground, so we brought in a bunch of sand about a year ago. And because we don't irrigate, especially this area, the trees have very small irrigation system. This stayed sand for a long time, not even weeds were growing. So back in Halloween time, I was composting pumpkins, and I put a few sets of seeds around this area, figuring what's the risk? You know, there's no work practically. It takes a few seconds to put them in the ground, cover them up, and I actually didn't water them at all. And did notice a few leaves coming out and more leaves, and some of the older leaves would die and new leaves would keep growing, and some of those vines got to be 20 or 30 feet long, and they actually produced small pumpkins. It was one pumpkin per vine. I'm sure it would have been larger pumpkins and more pumpkins if we had irrigation, but these 3 pumpkins were just sort of no-work pumpkins, and they grew and the weeds grew, and so we now have a little bit greener area here. So right now, because of this, safer at home quarantine business, people are cooking more. And so that's actually my plan for these pumpkins. I happen to really like pumpkin soup, so I'm going to be roasting these and then making pumpkin soup. This one also will get roasted, but not at the same time, because these pumpkins make a lot of food. The thing that I also am going to do with these pumpkins is deposit a few seeds around. Now, Florida has brutal summers, so I'm not banking on being able to get fruit from these vines that might grow from these seeds, but you never know. We got these pumpkins from total neglect, so maybe some of the seeds will find a happy place and produce pumpkins for Halloween. So that would sort of complete the circle. We went Halloween to quarantine, and then quarantine to Halloween. We'll have to see.